Okay, so day one of Comic-Con is over. Are you good? Yeah. What did we learn today?
We learned, well, it was an interesting day because how many hours were we there?
We were there for
4 hours.
No, 5 because it was 8 when we were leaving at 8 and we got there at 3.
5, yeah.
So we left the house at 2 and it's 8 o'clock and now we're leaving and we're gonna almost double that tomorrow. So
yeah, so it wasn't a long day. We only got to talk to one group of people.
I liked it.
I did too. It was nice to hear. That's the best thing I've heard yet.
Well, because I mean, like what he said made sense and it gives us like a clear, concise goal. Because now, we can say, okay, we need to get this much done before people are really gonna start taking it more seriously.
Yeah, and the fact that it was like, okay, because you told him the story a little bit, the fact that he wasn't like, okay, maybe you should work on this with the plot or something like this, or maybe he corrects me a little bit on the faces, but like I said, I'm already better with what I've been doing with the Superman stuff.
Yeah,
and even that right there. So,
and my theories were
about that.
My theories about the comic book industry were correctly confirmed today. Nobody gives a fuck about writers right now. And I knew that was kind of the case going in. Nobody wants to look at scripts. Nobody wants to read. Everybody is into the artists right now. Perfect example, like the panels we went to today mainly consisted of sketch duels.
Yeah.
There was no specific writing panel, and there's usually like a master class or a clinic or something going on, and I didn't even see that in the itinerary, so.
Yeah, and that's very unfair because I love a lot of writers. I wish that wasn't true. But that's a good thing you and I are teams than just individuals. So.
Right, but it's a shift because like I guarantee you a decade from now, it is all going to be about writers. Because that was the thing when like the British invasion happened, like in the 90s, that was what they were looking for, was Grant Morrison's. Yeah. And now they are not looking for that. And then like he talked a little bit of like anatomically about the faces. Like it sounded like he really enjoyed anatomically your bodies. It was faces for him more, I know.
Which is interesting. I'm going to look back at it. It's kind of funny because I was talking to Ron about this. Angling your board when you draw, I didn't do that. And
right.
Issue 2, I wasn't doing that either. I was working on a flat surface hunching over, which I've gotten by with up to this point. But after talking to Terrell, because when if you're drawing on a flat surface, you're seeing everything at an angle. And it really skews proportions. I've been doing it with an angled board or just angling my page by myself, and I've noticed a change, and it's a lot easier. So
right. But the cool thing is even with all that,
keep left at the fork to stay on 30 East.
Keep left.
Yeah, just stay on 30 East. Okay, that's all the same. The guy liked us, and he gave us his card. Yeah, we're staying left. We're going. Jeez, this lady's crazy. GPS lady. But he liked it, he gave us his card, and basically he wanted us to come, he does want us to come back, and submit again when we've done our full story arc, and we put it in color and lettered it. So, it gives us a clear goal. It's not going to be easy, because now it's going to take a lot of money, too, that we don't have, that we're going to have to find. Anyway, see you guys later. We're going to go be lazy now. Later. Bye.
Give us the same color. You think he's paying more money than I am? I'll be damned if he's paying more money than I am. That day, DC Comics got 64 colors. Double the amount of colors they had the day before.
Black Bolt.
of Jedi Ninja Turtles. These guys are going to get started, and we'll have a conversation with them while they draw, which is always fun because it keeps them from actually doing their job.
Oh my god, that was super O-face. I had it zoomed in.
Oh god.
Hi! Hello, everybody.
Hello. Not the proper song for headbanging, I guess.
We're grooving.
Come on, chorus.
Yeah. 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 Whoa. Every night's night shine down. You finally looked over. I've been doing that for like a long time.
And then we wrecked, and this was the last documentation of our lives.
This was it. The SD card remained intact, and somebody put it in, and this was it. There was no like final proclamation of like, you know, the legacy that we were gonna leave behind. It was just us going. Yeah, yeah.
Cut it. Cut it. Fucking Martian Manhunter over there.
I'm going to zap you with my laser beam. It's a metaphor.
I think they get it.
I'm just rolling and I'll cut in between for you folks. For you folks.
Can't do that to me while I'm driving.
Sorry. Well, what did we do? What did we do today? We did about 8 hours here, 8.5 hours here today.
We did. Wow, we did.
6:30, right?
Wow.
5:30, 6:30? I can't remember.
10 after, so.
Yeah, so we've been on the road. We left the house at 9, so put in a 9.5 hour day, and we're still driving back. So
Tomorrow, I really want to get every last ounce out of it.
yeah, I feel like we did today. I feel like I learned a crap ton. So I have time to tell you guys my poem. You guys ready?
Come on and shine! Sorry. I like that part. Oh, you can continue with your poem. Sorry about that.
I haven't even started. Yeah.
You can start your poem. Look it! Oh, okay, that's a lady.
This guy's an ass!
I thought that was a shoulder, and I was like, you asshole.
Ladies, he's available. For like 30 minutes a day, though. That's about it.
Yeah, that's unfortunately very true.
In and out, like the restaurant. Oh God, have you ever had an In-N-Out burger?
No.
Dude, we need to go.
I think I have one.
I think they actually put some in Texas.
Yeah, I know they have one.
Oh, okay. So
I'm pretty sure I've had one.
you have had In-N-Out.
I think it was in Texas, actually.
Right, because they just put one in like 2 years ago.
I think I have. Either that or it was like a Five Guys.
Oh, no! How dare you, sir? I'm sorry for all you In-N-Out fans. I'm very sorry.
I eat like 5 things every day. I'm very boring with my food, so.
That's not what I'm saying at all. That's completely unrelated. I asked if you had In-N-Out before.
I can't remember. Okay, we can do the recap, and we're not even doing it. We're arguing about a fucking burger.
No. You have never had In-N-Out then, because you would remember it. That's what I'm saying.
I haven't had it. Okay, I'll say this. I remember maybe one good burger out of my lifetime. The rest, they were good. I just don't remember.
Oh, dude, you should let me make you a burger. stuff my burger meat with onions and chili powder. Yeah, my burger meat, my man meat, my cow meat. It's like a spicy, like Tex-Mex burger already before you even put it on the pan. And I pan-sear it, I don't even grill it.
Somehow it's just still dirty to me. I don't know.
Pan-sear, that was actually my poem. It's the process that onions, chili powder.
Hold on, recap. What? Serious face. Shit.
Sorry, anyway.
What did we do?
Are we on the road? Are we on the thing?
We got like 15 miles.
Okay. Can we? Are we all turn? Let's turn this all the way down. Let's. Okay, I'm as close as I can get without getting your eyes wet. It's another old Greg reference. Aaron, what did you learn today?
I learned talking to editors, how to get to editors. We got to talk to Kenneth Rockefeller. Say that.
Kenneth Rockefeller. If you guys have not picked it up, I learned about him from Teen Titans, which is prolifically what he's known for, I'm sure. Also some Superman stuff. And yeah, so I saw his name on the list, you know, in April when we were talking about this. I was like, oh, heck yeah.
What he did say is talking to editors, which is something we both had on our mind. There's not really any editors at the con we're at right now, but he recommended, like, you know, C2E2, something like that. He actually specifically recommended calling up whoever is running the convention, specifically asking for like portfolio reviews and, you know, editors that'll be there, things like that. And so that was great to learn. And other than that, after the panel, we both went down again and spoke with him just briefly, and he showed us his original pencils, and oh man, that was amazing, because that's what I look for. I love the finished artwork, of course, but when I'm trying to study someone's work, there's nothing better than the pencils. Inks will do, but pencils are where it's at for me, and that was just a treat, just getting to look at all that. I still can't believe we got to see that, and I'm speechless. You can add your input.
Well, today I learned that staying in school is dumb, according to Ed McGuinness and Kenneth Rockefeller. So, thanks guys. I'm never going to school again, and I'm going to tell all the kids in the world to start drawing comic books and stop going to school.
That is an inside joke a little bit.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, I thought it was
half serious though. There's an In-N-Out. There's an In-N-Out.
There it is.
There it is.
It's so good.
That's the one I ate at. So I have eaten an In-N-Out burger.
Okay, and apparently you didn't like it enough because you would have remembered it.
It may not be the greatest In-N-Out burger.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe they haven't got their crap together because everybody on the West Coast knows how In-N-Out works. So
apparently, we're getting sidetracked.
Well, I don't care. I want to talk about In-N-Out. Talk about In-N-Out, man. You want a burger? Bitch, eat a burger. Girl, you want some french fries? Bitch, eat a french fry.
Would you say it like it kind of depends on how well established the penciler is as well?
Oh yeah.
You know.
I mean, there's some people you would. I'll tell you a really great story. I told you this one, the Wally Wood thing about Kirby. Wally Wood was probably considered one of the greatest Kirby inkers of all time. He did the early Challenges of the Unknown and all this kind of stuff way back before I knew you were born. But I remember he used to sit in the studio and he'd say, you know, Kirby, he's really dynamic, but the sucker can't draw to save his life. You know? And I'm like, really? And he goes, well, yeah, he had this Kirby page. He goes, I'll show you. Here's how they ink Kirby. He took a kneaded eraser, like a double kneaded eraser, and he erased the entire page. He just did this to it. But Kirby used like a big horse link #2 pencil that he had to rest on his shoulder. And so he dug into the paper, you know, so you can see the impression of what he drew. And then Woody would just go in and like put real anatomy in. And he would change the light sources and all that kind of stuff. And you get like those amazing Daredevil covers, and you get the, you know, the stuff that he did. And I'd sit there and watch that, and I'm like, that symbol, what is that? Very good. No, it's not a nose. It's a sundial. It always points opposite direction of where the sunlight is. So if you're drawing, you see a figure drawn, and you see that little point with the nose going that way, all your shadows are going to run in that direction. All your feathering, if you're feathering a black mass, all your feathering is going to go in the direction of that light source. You know? And that's like a rule of thumb to keep in mind. See, that's so simple, right? You're all like, I see light bulbs coming, this room's getting bright. You know? Yeah, I mean, just all I say, light source is so important when you're inking. And just think of the nose as a sundial. You always wonder, where's my light source? Where's my primary light source? That nose will always tell you.
So let's have a big hand for Stan Lee, everybody. All right, tell us all about it. All right, so we're in Dallas. Is this working? Is it? Is this working? Ooh, this is working too. We just gotta get. I can't see a thing. It's all dark. Are there people there? There are people there. Are there ever? And I don't think there's one empty chair over there. It better not be. I think it's Ant-Man is sitting in that chair though, so nobody sit on that. We might be crushing him. Next guy, Daredevil shirt. Very good. You can speak now.
What's the weirdest superhero that you've that was pitched to you and you turned down, and what was their power?
Nobody ever picked superheroes for me. I picked the superheroes.
I wanna know what inspired you to create Marvel.
Greed. Well, I don't know. It was my job to create these characters, and I did it because I wanted to keep working. I didn't want to be fired. And that's really the most exotic reason I can give you. And when you didn't never expect it would be like blow up like this, right? When you were doing it, you just... Oh, I never thought I'd be coming to Dallas and talking to people at a panel and, you know, being on the stage this way. I just hoped that the books would sell so I'd keep my job and be able to pay the rent. And I don't know what happened, but whatever it is, I'm glad it happened. All right, so are we. Round of applause. Thank you.
Who do you think was the most menacing villain you created?
Yeah, I don't know. They're all Comics. DC Comics? Very good. I wish I had thought of that. Sorry. They all can be menacing, I guess. Maybe Galactus is one of the most powerful ones. My favorite, though, has always been Dr. Doom. Now, let me tell you why. I don't know if you've ever thought of this before, but I'm going to give you a little secret. All Dr. Doom really wants to do is rule the world. Now, that doesn't make him a criminal, because any one of you could walk up to a policeman and say, "Officer, I want to rule the world." He can't arrest you. It's not a crime. You could want to rule the world. So to me, Dr. Doom isn't even a criminal. He's just a nice guy who wears armor, who has a big ambition, that's all.
In a few short words, do you have any advice to a young child in the nerd world about staying confident and really owning being a nerd?
How to be confident and stay a comic book nerd? Well, if you're a comic book nerd, that should give you all the confidence in the world. Because you're with millions of other comic book nerds who understand you and can speak your language. So, congratulations to you.
My question is, what is your favorite non-superpowered person you've ever created?
I'm trying to think of any I created without superpowers. I can't remember who. Mary Jane. All right, I'll stick with Mary Jane. Thank you. Yeah, boy, you can't go wrong with Mary Jane.
We're gonna put that on a T-shirt. I think that'll make a big.
Sophisticated. He's handsome. Well, no, I guess I'm not like Tony Stark. He's also wealthy. But no, I'm only kidding. I don't know, I guess I'm a little bit like, you take the good traits of all of them and put them together, and you got this guy sitting on stage. Great, great. Now that was a funny one in Iron Man. They wanted me to be like Hugh Hefner, so they got these three gorgeous blondes to stand with me in the center, real tight. It was wonderful. And they had me smoking a pipe like Hefner. And I'm supposed to be with the girls talking to them. And then Iron Man walks by. Not Iron Man, what's his name? Tony Stark. Can't remember anything anymore. Tony Stark walks by and says something like, "Hiya, F," or "Good going, F," or something like that. So I'm supposed to turn around. So I'm like this with the girls. And he says, "Good going, F," and I go like that. I had the pipe in my mouth, so I almost knocked the teeth out of the girl next to me. So the director very wisely said, "We won't use the pipe in the next shot." And that's a little something that the public doesn't realize, but you're in now on that inside information.
There you go. So as a generalissimo, I just wanted to ask you, what is the highlight of your career?
I guess probably being here tonight. Can't do better than this.
All right, well, they're telling us we gotta go, so everybody a big round of applause for Stan.
What'd you think about that? Tell me later. Well, damn! Hey everybody! Welcome back to day 3 recap.
Day 3, it's over.
You gotta watch the road. There's a bunch of people stacked up on top of each other. I have no reason to get used to this traffic whatsoever. I mean, I will say this, it's not as bad as my parents were telling me it was going to be. Because they were like car on car, stop and go, stop and go.
It's not California or something.
Nah. But people make a lot of bad decisions around here. So Aaron, tell me about your day. Tell me all about it.
To sum it up in one word, unexpected. I'm still reeling from the whole Stan Lee thing, though.
He was crying a little bit. I just wanted to put that in video so that I could debate on whether or not I would actually cut it out.
Tears did not leave my eyes.
Tears did not leave his eyes.
Alright, I will say that.
But
they were there.
He was so moved by the whole moment that he actually had resting face, and I thought that he was mad. And so I was gonna be like, why were you mad about Stan Lee? Like, what? Like, I don't understand why you would be mad about that. He's like, no, dude, I was emotional. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
You get that RBF when you were emotional.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just, I mean, I hope I'm wrong, I hope I do, but it's probably the first and last time we'll ever get to see him and be, that close to him, so it's just the whole moment of it, because he created not only my favorite character of all time, but, everyone knows Stan Lee. I'm not going to explain that.
Yeah. The Hugh Hefner of comics. I even got a little bit in there where he's talking about one of his cameos.
What a good Q&A. Like, it was so well-rounded. It's like, just, I don't know, it was really, really good.
Yeah, there's a lot of cameo talk, but I think it's really cool because, it's fine because there's a lot of kids there. And a lot of the kids, that's, they know Stan Lee makes the comic books, but they immediately were, what am I trying to say? They were immediately exposed to his cameos. Like, that's what they know.
That's how they learned about him.
Yeah, so you've got kids who've been around for after 2000.
Yeah.
That are 12, 13, around 10 to 12 kind of a thing, and they're like, yeah, no, Stan Lee cameo. When's it coming out? Like, what the heck?
Yeah.
Where's the hat? Where's the hat?
Yeah.
Whereas we're like, yeah, no, he's like this. He's been this mythical creature in the comic book world that we just know from his writing.
Yeah.
And to actually see him on the big screen was like a huge unveiling for us. Whereas now it's like expected for a younger audience.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's weird.
But anything else?
You know what we got to talk about.
What are we talking about?
That huge,
oh my god,
unexpected. What the hell happened?
Yeah.
The beginning. We walked through the doors and this happened.
So we run into. We're just kind of stumbling through the expo floor. Not really. We're looking for an indie pavilion, which kind of talks about.
Did not exist, which is weird.
Did not exist, but it was in the flyer. It was in the program, but it did not exist.
Holy yeah! Isn't that kind of? Hold on for a second. We happen to read something in a flyer that I happen to find out from Kenneth Rockefeller that happens to not exist. That happens to lead us to this unexpected thing.
There you go. Weird, right? So it is. It's a whole chain of events.
I made a sigil 3 days before we came down too.
There you go. So basically, Kenneth shows us this thing in the program. It's the Indie Pavilion that helps you find editors. It specifically shows artists and writers how to find the people who want to look at their stuff specifically. So we're looking around for this Indie Pavilion last night. We didn't see it, so we left. So this morning we came back, and we're looking around for it again, and we can't find it. It's not where it's supposed to be, and it's not in like any maybe like related areas, but not quite related areas. So, so we're looking around for this thing. We run into this little, independent comic book shop just run by this.
We almost walked away.
Yeah, we almost walked away, and we saw his stuff all over the table, like so many comic books just laid out. And we talked to him. We were like, hey, can we just show you this? And he's like, yeah. Like, he didn't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
At all. So he's looking through our stuff. And you want to tell him kind of your feedback that you got?
We must have stood there for 20, 25 minutes just talking to the guy. I mean, basically.
Wait, no, do the first thing he did when he stopped looking at all your stuff.
What do you mean?
You want me to do the impression? I'll do the impression.
Yeah, do it.
It's not bad.
He was, and it made sense of what he said. Oh, he almost was like surprised by it, which surprised us, and I'm like, okay. Basically, he thought the work was not bad. He's like, keep in mind, I'm comparing this to some really great, really talented artists, and he can like, you know, flip through his stuff real quick and this stuff. But he's like, you know, keep in mind, I'm comparing you to that. And that's why I'm saying it's not bad.
Local Houston talent.
Yeah.
Which Houston is huge as well, so we're talking about a pretty big pool of artists.
Yeah, not bad. And so that right there, for any of you who have gotten your critiques done and been rejected, depending on how bad it is.
And just in life in general, not just art.
Yeah, yeah. To hear something like that, because you know what the guy sees on a daily basis, to hear you're not bad. Generally, he thought it was pretty good. Yeah. Not bad. That's huge.
Yeah, this is also a guy who has drawn a couple of the comics that we saw on his table. He also runs the comic book shop, the brand that he has made for his books.
Very well, I might add.
Yeah, a very nice paper, very high production quality, but he manages these people and these artists and says what works, what doesn't, what will sell, what won't. So he's got this vast industry knowledge on top of the fact that he's a talented artist.
Yeah.
So for him to say that is like, okay, we're getting somewhere here. We got it. We found
we
what we're
hit a
looking
checkpoint.
for.
That's all. I wanted, you know, obviously everyone wants to go to the con and walk away. I've got a job, you know, I signed with, you know, I got something going on with this company or whatever. You know, we all hope for that. I didn't go in here expecting that. I was hoping for it, but I kept in mind, you know, I just want to get something good out of this. That's what I really wanted, and we got that. And let's say the name of the company, just so, I mean, because they deserve it. Overground Comics.
Yeah.
And they had one specifically called Absent Captain that he was kind of walking us through, just kind of using as an example of stuff. Really, really neat storyline. Definitely check it out. It interested me, and I'll be honest, I'm not into many big independent kind of stories like that. You know, I'm really into the Marvel DC stuff, so for me to be interested in something way outside that, props.
Yeah.
But basically, he told us definitely not bad. Kind of pointing out a couple things we can work on. Mainly, it's kind of funny. It's like it's stuff he and I already know to do and know how to do. It's just we didn't catch it. We didn't catch our mistakes. And so he's like, you're gonna do shitty on your very first comic. It's gonna be, you know, your second shittiest one will be your second comic, so on forth. You just get better. And so he wants, you know, he said definitely you can always send me stuff. I will, you know, eventually take the time to look at it, which was great to hear because I, you know, you don't really hear that often because he was really relating with us on our level, and he's like, I know what it's like to be at that level, and so for us, you know, that just having that checkpoint was huge, and we both after that we were both like, well, our day is done. There's nothing, no further way to go.
Well, we have some networking now. Apparently there's a huge network that we need to get involved with in Houston.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
And we should explain his sort of theory on his whole company's, you know, premise. What they stand for, their community and stuff.
The fact that, okay, so we've talked about this on some of my videos as well, talking about Secret Wars and Convergence, talking about how the heck do you read such a vast series when there's so many side stories going on that so-called tie in to everything else. So that's 90 issues over a 2-month period that we're talking about. How the heck do you deal with that, especially when Convergence is coming out of an already reboot. We're already coming out of the New 52, which started in 2012. We're rebooting again out of the New 52. And before that, there were 2 or 3 different other continuities over the course of history in the comic books. So his deal was, you know, we're making something that has a beginning, middle, and end. You know that there's going to be a progression, and there's not just going to be a wipeout of your favorite characters, only for nothing to have happened and nothing is ever going to happen.
Yeah.
So he's all about stable continuity.
Yeah. And really, it's not so much to take away from all DC. They have their place, and I love them dearly. But I do, now that I think about it, I'm like, yeah, that is interesting because I think you need both sides of that. I think you do need timelines where you can restart things and play around with it like that. But I also do think you do need something that just continues and you just add new stories or however they plan on doing it. And that could be, I mean, I'm not making a prediction or anything, but you know, maybe that company or companies like it that do something like that, they're the only ones I've heard of that do that. I think that could be very, very big in the coming, you know, decade or two, or however long it takes. I don't know. It depends on probably the talent, but and the writing, like that story, you kind of just walked us through. I was like, wow, this is really good stuff. And so, Overground Comics, I'll say it again. Check them out. They seem really, really good. And I love their merchandise on the table. It was really good looking stuff.
Yeah, really high production quality.
Yeah, it looked great.
So yeah, we did that. We learned a lot. Did let's see, we did Creepypasta did a success on YouTube thing, which I learned a couple of points from for this stuff. Speaking of which, now that I'm right here, if you guys aren't already following me on Twitter, you should totally do it right now, @Jonesy Comics. Boom, there's text. I put it there in editing. Right now, I'm magical. Woo! Anyway.
And like this stuff, man.
Yeah, like, subscribe, comment. Right? So I'll be saying that a couple other times in videos.
Say this one thing.
Yeah.
There's probably a lot of wind. I know that. My right window is messed up, and we messed it up again right before this episode.
It's fine. It's totally fine. I'm gonna watch this video and it's gonna be like, what wind? What are you talking about? Well, there's no wind.
If it's there, I apologize.
There's no wind. There's no wind. You just have to say it and it won't be there. There's no wind. There's no wind.
But there is an In-N-Out burger to my right.
There is an In-N-Out burger to your right, but apparently we're getting some Southern cooking and Dairy Queen blizzards, so.
Man, all those cosplay girls, it's stressful, man.
What are you talking about?
I told you it's stressful when you see something like that. You're never gonna get it because you're stuck in an office.
Apparently, according to Aaron, he will be stuck in an office for the rest of his entire life.
Rest of my life, I'm telling you, man.
He will never have a social life, but
I look out a window every day.
I'm gonna go ahead.
Wonder what's out there.
I'm gonna go ahead and state that that is by his own device.
I have to though. It is what it is.
You don't have to. You can take some time out of your day to go see some cosplayers.
Must work all time. Must work.
Must work all time, says Caveman Aaron. Caveman Aaron, everyone.
Must work all time.
There was
a
new
quote
character
someone said earlier today that stuck with me. Apparently not so well though.
See, that happens to me every single time. I'm like, I'm gonna remember this quote for the rest of my life, and then I never do. So don't even worry about it.
Damn it.
Anyway, anything else? Anything else
I
going
think we're good. Anyway, Comic-Con Dallas 2015, it's over.
Woo! We're done.
Got a long drive tomorrow, but
it's nothing compared to everything else.
I see some big cons in our future, in our near future again. I see it 6 months from now probably.
I see some big con jobs in our future.
Maybe 4 months.
Robbing banks, wreaking havoc.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna stop doing that. I'm creeping everybody out, I'm sure. Okay. Bye. We're going.